Aroma of delicious food filled inside the four walls of house, giving it a vibe of home. The melodious humming along with the delicious aroma blew life in the house which seems lifeless. Everything inside the house seems like to be appreciating the efforts of women in her 20s, like they will get up and give her a big applause for her efforts. But is that even possible? Of course not. If it's possible to find happiness in the lifeless things and the four wall mansion, then nobody would ever crave for a shoulder to lean on, to cry on. Nobody would ever crave for a partner to love and to be loved by him or her. Nobody would ever be excited to come back to a place called home. The person who should actually appreciate her efforts, her care, her presence, didn't seem to be cared about her even a bit, but she still didn't step back to fulfill her responsibilities. Kang Wan, or if I say Kim Wan, wife of great businessman Kim Taehyung, a smart, talented, and handsome guy, every girl's dream boy who looks like a complete gentleman to the outside world. But they say every good thing has a bad side, and it was true in his case. Wayan and Taehyung were arranged by their parents. Wayan lost her mother when she was very young. She was raised by her father. Her father worked as a PA for Tae's father. His parents had known her for years and they liked her a lot. They set up their mind to make her their daughter in law. So when Taehyung returned from abroad from his higher studies, they forced him to marry her and handed over the business to him. And for Wayan, she never refused her father's decision, so she agreed to it. They had been married for 5 months now, but they never had a relationship like a husband and wife. They won't talk to each other like normal couples do. Whenever Wayan tried to talk to him, he either ignored her or replied her with new replies, hurting her with his words. But still, just for the sake of her father, she was putting her 100% effort in this marriage. And like every other time, Wayan was preparing dinner for her husband. After preparing the dinner, when she was placing the dishes on the dining table, the doorbell rang. She knew it must be her husband. She sighed before going to open the door. She greeted him with not so genuine smile, whereas he just rolled his eyes at her. He went inside directly, walking towards the stairs, heading to his room, but he stopped midway when Vayan said, Taehyung, freshen up quickly and come for dinner. She said to him calmly, but he turned towards her with a furious gaze and said, Oh, so now you will tell me what to do or not? No, I'm just. He cut her off in between. I know girls like you very well. Don't try to be over smart. Vayan was expecting something like this, yet she again asked him calmly, Taehyung, I'm just asking you to eat dinner. He again cut her off in between. I don't want to eat your dinner. Now what? What will you do? I work whole day at office and what you do? Enjoying and chilling on my money? I came home exhausted just to relax, have a good sleep. But again, you and your presence ruined my mood. I just can't understand why my parents burdened me with you. I'm just tired of this same different day. You are good for nothing. Such a worthless person you are. He turned to walk towards his room, but he stopped and turned towards you and said, And about the food? Throw it in the trash bin or stuff it inside your mouth. I don't care. Saying so, he went to his room, slamming the door shut, not caring about how his words have hurted you, how his words stabbed directly inside your heart, tearing it into pieces. You stood there numb, still processing his words. A long, thick tear dropped from your eyes when his words finally reached your heart, traveling all along through your ears. You wiped it away before another tear left your eyes. With a heavy step, you walked towards the kitchen and placed the food in the refrigerator before walking towards your room. Your dad always taught you not to throw or waste the food. He always said there are people who couldn't even afford one time food, and that's why you kept it. You walked towards your room, walking like a lifeless body. No expressions on your face. The charm and color of your face had long gone. You are suffering for nothing. Closing the door behind, you lean your back on it, sliding down against it, your tears that you were holding starting falling one after other. You buried your face into your knees, sobbing loudly. Every incident, every bad memory, his rudeness, his coldness, his carelessness, his ignorance, him shouting on you, you kept behaving like everything's fine. You are fine. Every single thing flashed in your mind. The more you reminded, the more you cried. Then it hit you that your efforts were all went in vain because it was only you who was trying for this hopeless marriage. He never tried. In fact, he never wanted it in the first place. You were only making your fool out of everything. Whole night you couldn't sleep. You cried and cried until there were no tears left. Probably for the last time, because when you are going to come out of this room, you ain't gonna cry for anyone anymore. Time skip next morning. You were done packing your bags, ready for leaving this hell. You looked at yourself in the mirror, thinking about your decision for the last time. You took a deep breath before grabbing your bag firmly, walking out of the room. Meanwhile, Taehyung was sitting in the living room reading newspaper, but his mind was on last night's incident. He was feeling guilty for saying those words to you. He wanted to apologize, but his ego was stopping him from doing so. But then he thought that you will again forget about it like every other time, so he let it slide. I badly want a coffee. Where is she? Is she still sleeping? She would have cried aloud because of me. I shouldn't have said those words to her. I am really a jerk. She just asking me to eat dinner and I lashed out on her without thinking twice. I should apologize to her. He was murmuring to himself when he saw you coming downstairs. But wait, with the luggage? His heart dropped, knowing what you're gonna do. But why? He doesn't love her. He doesn't like her presence around him. For him, she was only after his money. Then why only the thought of her leaving bothers him? He stood up from the couch and asked her, "Where are you going with this luggage?" hoping that it isn't the same that he is thinking. Why do you care where am I going or what am I doing? I I Before he could say something, Ryan asked, "Who are you to ask me? Hmm? I'm your husband." Ryan scoffed and said, "Husband? Really? Do you ever behave like one? Do you ever made me feel like I am your wife?" He just stood there silent, trying to find any answer. Now why are you silent? Get good your poisonous spitting tongue. You never miss a chance to insult me, hurt me. Now you don't have anything to say? You don't have any answer to my question? No, right? Let me tell you. I am not more than a maid in this house. But wait, maids are treated more nicely than me. That means I am worse than a maid. She chuckled bitterly with tears flowing down her eyes. Last night you said I am chilling on your money. I am burden on you. You hate my presence. Now I am freeing you from everything. I'll leave you forever. But before that, I'm gonna let everything out of my heart. Everything. I may be not born with a silver spoon like you, but whatever I have is achieved by me. My father made me an independent woman. You were talking about your money, right? Well, do you even know that I also go to office every day just like you? I never used your money. I earn more than enough for me. He was shocked with this new information. Living for 5 months together, and he didn't even know that his wife worked. What a shame. You called me burden. I may sound rude, but the truth is your parents burdened me with you. You never bothered to clean your room, yet you wanted it neat and clean. You never bothered to wash your clothes, yet you wanted them clean and fresh. You never bothered to make coffee, yet you wanted it on time, just like a few moments ago, isn't it? Who did all this work, Taehyung? Me. And what I get in return? I would be beyond happy if you have talked to me nicely or respected me. Did I force you in this marriage? No, right? I was not dying to marry you. It's only because of my father. But I always respected you as my husband. You never respected me, Taehyung, neither as your wife nor as a person. Wine paused and wiped her tears and looked at Taehyung, who was crying silently, avoiding her gaze. If money bring attitude like you, then I will never want it. I am happy with whatever I have. And on the last note, I am not worthless. It's you who couldn't understand my worth. Whole time your tone was calm, which made him more guilty for his deeds, for hurting an innocent soul. Only if he could turn back time and fix everything. Her every word directly hit as her heart, drowning him in the pool of guilt and regret. But isn't it too late for it? He can't change anything. He can't take back his hurtful words. Wine held her back firmly and looked at Taehyung with a smile. I won't say it was nice to live with you because it wasn't. I hope you will find someone as you like. His heart beat faster at her words. It was hurting him, and her next words totally broke him. Goodbye, Taehyung, forever. I hope I'll never meet you again. She turned around to leave, but he held her wrist tightly. No, no, Ryan, I'm sorry. I apologize for every mistake. I'm ready for your punishment, but please don't go. Please, Ryan, give me a chance. I'll change for you, but please don't leave me. He pleaded while being a crying mess, guilty for his mistakes. It's good that you will change, but it's not for me, but for someone that is made for you. We are not destined together. Please, Ryan, don't stop me, Taehyung. There is no point in continuing a relationship without trust and respect. I won't let you go. You are my wife. Ryan looked at Taehyung directly in his eyes, which were pleading her to not go. If you were at my place, then would you stay? He stood silent, not having any response for her question. You know, it was not the first time. You have hurted my self respect many times. And for me, my self respect is prior over anything. His grip on her hand loosened hearing her words. He knew there is no point of stopping her. It will only cause her more pain. It's better to let her go for her happiness, which is not with him. He let go of her hand. She turned around and walked out of the house where she once dreamed about her happy family. Taehyung followed her, crying with a heavy heart. There was a cab already waiting outside. Wyan got into it and looked at Taehyung for the last time. She was going to start a new beginning of her life with someone who will know her worth. Taehyung fell on his knees crying loudly. He know he lost a gem in his life and he never gonna get it back. Now he can only wish for her happiness. When people make you feel unwanted, don't leave for make them sad and guilty. Leave because you no longer have a reason to stay. Sometimes you have to be strong for yourself. Sometimes you can't be the only one fighting. At times people need to fight for you, and if they don't, you just have to move on and realize what you gave them was more than they were willing to give you.